All right, in between festival dates this year, Ministry is doing a handful of headlining spots to break up the monotony, one of which will be here in Cleveland. Ministry with special guest Gary Newman and Frontline Assembly. We're going to party like it's 1988. It's going to be Friday, May 5th at the Agora, agoracleveland.com. You want all the details on the tickets. I will give you a pair here for being caller number 10. Good luck. I will see you there. Two from Ministry, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Roses are black, violets are black, hearts are black, loneliness, pain, screams.
Yeah, folks, it's Valentine's Day.
X's and O's from the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
This was when Ministry had done the full-on move to industrial prior to this album. Land of Rape and Honey. Prior to this, Ministry had been like Depeche Mode, right? Very kind of synth poppy. Every Day is Halloween, that kind of, everybody knows that song, right? From Ministry, and then they went full-on Wax Trax industrial. Does this make anybody horny, by the way? I'm triggered back here.
Is it supposed to?
Well, I had a girlfriend in college who was way into Ministry and wanted this song Stigmata. She wanted this on when we were having sex. And so it kind of, for some years after, I would have kind of a Pavlovian response to this song. It would make it move anytime this was on. You know, if you were at an industrial night or something, I had to excuse myself and hit the little boys' room. But I assume that maybe Ministry will be doing the full spectrum of their music prior to this. I don't know. We'll see. But love Ministry. So I'll have those tickets for you all this week around this time to see that show. Along with Gary Newman, the Cars guy from London, and Frontline Assembly, who came out of the band Skinny Puppy, who are also doing dates. They're doing a 40th anniversary thing. Frontline Assembly from Canada. But that is, boy, those bands right there, that is a full-on snapshot of kind of late 80s, mid-late 80s, industrial, dark wave kind of vibe. So if you're into that, I'll have those for you this week. I will also have for you, about a half an hour from now, they've announced an evening with Charlie Sheen that will include a screening of Major League. It's been over a decade since Charlie Sheen has been here. In his Tiger Blood winning days, he came through. He did the Violent Torpedo of Truth tour. Anybody remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Erica went. I went. It was a mess.
Was that after the winning thing?
Yeah.
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 Didn't Erica sing the national anthem there?
Don't remember that. They had initially asked me to host because I had hosted Walking Dead Live at Playhouse Square.
But the Walking Dead Live thing was later because I was on the show at that point.
That was after Charlie Sheen?
That was after Charlie Sheen.
Okay. That was on Valentine's Day, as I recall. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so they had come to me and said, hey, do you want to moderate the Charlie Sheen Violent? And I said, absolutely. But they had done a couple of cities prior, and it had been such a shrimp show that they go, one of his buddies is going out with him, and he's going to sit there and ask him questions. I said, that's probably for the best. And I think this guy was like his producer / manager / handler / sponsor, whatever it was. But Charlie comes out, and of course everybody's going crazy because this is in the heat of that whole thing. Find the video on YouTube. If you go far enough back in my socials, you'll see a bunch of video there. He just looked like he was going to fall over. But anyway, he's got to be in better shape now. It's live stories, conversations, and an audience Q&A with Charlie Sheen in a screening of Major League, which is Friday, April 28th out at MGM Northfield Park. The MMS pre-sale will be this Thursday. Use the code JOBU for early access, I guess. But I will have those for you all week, right around 3:50, if you want to go to that. And then Clutch and Incarceration and Disturbed. A lot of good shows coming through. And I regret that I couldn't ask Poundcake who I was playing there. He was getting a winner. But Cavaliers, by the way, I think have won 7 straight. The Cavs are on a tear, boy. Your Cleveland Cavaliers, your National Basketball Association team. Beat the Spurs, beat the Bulls, beat New Orleans, beat Detroit. Saturday night is going to be Donovan Mitchell bobblehead night if you're going to the game on Saturday.
This Saturday?
That
can't be this Saturday because the All-Star Weekend starts this
Saturday, March 4th. Sorry. Saturday, March 4th. Against the Pistons of Detroit. Yeah. Saturday, March 4th will be Donovan Mitchell bobblehead night.
There you go.
So if you're going to that game, of course, I was supposed to go to the Bulls game this past Saturday, but I had the daddy-daughter dance.
I was there for the beginning of it, hanging out at the Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh, how'd that go, by the way?
At the daddy-daughter dance? You were hanging out?
They have a Caesars Sportsbook there.
Yep, they do.
And this is really taking over Ohio.
It was also they couldn't read the room because they're like, you got to be 18 to gamble. And boy, I'll tell you what, other than the dads, the daughters were all left to one side of the room while the dads were over on the other side gambling. Of course, as I only use FanDuel, I was out there dancing with my daughter. How did that go, though, by the way?
It was good. A bunch of customers were out there trying to win tickets to get on the floor for the game.
Yep.
Signing up to gamble, having a good time. But that's a really cool sports book over there. I've never been to like a real sports book before. And, you can go and place a bet at the window, which is cool. You can use the app. They have kiosks all over the place. They got food and drinks. You can go there and whenever there's like a sporting event. So if there's a fight, or, the Super Bowl last night, you could go and watch the game there because it's a good place for that, if that's what you're into.
I forget that it is not a hobby of most people to frequent casinos in other states. No. I forget that. So, like, when people are like you said, I've never been to a sports book before.
I've, walked by them in casinos, but I've never sat down at one.
That sounds completely foreign to you that somebody else hasn't done that.
Right, that you didn't know that that's what it was. Right. Because, any state where... I won't say all states, whatever, but states where sports gambling is legal, there's usually a big section of the casino that's just sportsbook that has, exactly everything that you described. So it was like, oh, that's strange to me that you've never done that, but I'm glad it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was fun. It was that, and then I took off from there, went out to Jamestown, and did a little birthday weekend getaway with my girlfriend, and a couple of my friends met me out at the National Comedy Center, and we went through it all together. Nice. It was a blast. They have a new Johnny Carson exhibit. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Loved it. So much fun there.
Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000 for you to go fund yourself. It's your last week to do it, so each and every one of these counts. Listen closely, and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword, check, at WMMS.com. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
So that makes sense now. If you were in Jamestown, that's how you saw the Lindy Korn commercial.
Yes, and I'm trying to find it. Oh, man. Seeing a Lindy Korn commercial on TV in real life is exhilarating.
We've talked about Lindy Korn before. She's the one. I'll play this little clip here for you.
Her boss hugged her and squeezed her breasts, which felt sexual in nature, not like a greeting.
Right. Lindy Korn is a longtime, sexual discrimination lawyer up there in Buffalo, New York. She's very well known to our bureau chiefs up there. And Bill mentioned over the weekend that he had seen a Lindy Korn commercial. I was like, how the hell did you see that? But you were upstate New York. So.
I was in upstate New York, and right now, I can't find this commercial anywhere online. Me and my girlfriend were watching TV, hoping it would come on again just so I could try and film it on my phone. But it was so out of nowhere.
Was it along the same lines as this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
If not better. It was her with white hair with blue highlights all over it. So she's really leaning into that look, which I love.
Yeah.
And then she's telling this story. She's like, a man was at his holiday party and danced with another man, and when he came back to work, all his coworkers were calling him a fruitcake. I was like, I need to get this filmed. I can't believe it's not on the internet yet.
She's just out there doing her thing.
Right.
Called him a fruit cake.
Yeah, it was just in that moment.
Yeah.
And seeing it on TV, I was like, this is special.
You're seeing her in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her boss hugged her and squeezed her breasts, which felt sexual in nature, not like a greeting.
As opposed to those breast squeezing greetings that you ladies are so used to.
Someone tried to point out and say that the breast squeezing was from the hug.
Right.
And then squeezing the breast into himself, but still.
Not a hand squeezing, sure. But hugged her.
But the way she says hugged
her
is the star of that one.
Uh-huh.
So if anybody is in upstate New York and sees those Lindy Corn commercials regularly, please film all of them that you can, because they're not all online, and send them to us.
Right.
I would love to see that. And then after we went to the Comedy Center, it was me, 3 other comedians, my girlfriend, and then another pair of friends. So there's 7 of us total, and we went to a hibachi, which I know it's corny, but I love a hibachi on a birthday.
Oh, I do too.
It's
Yeah,
the
why
best. And everybody participated. It's the first
They all
time.
did
They all did all the
shrimp
stuff
toss
they
or
did.
whatever?
They don't use shrimp for the toss anymore.
They use like
The
zucchini
vegetables,
or whatever. Yeah,
but everybody did that.
They did
Everybody
the
did the
shots of the
sake.
little boy peeing out of the bottle and all that.
And my one friend, as she's doing it, she's like looking up, and I was like, "Hey, you're kind of telling on yourself there the way you're looking." Because as the sake's getting sprayed to her mouth, she's like looking up like she's signing a document.
Yeah.
And
She pull her hair back first.
Right. It was already pulled back, so she was ready. And I go, yeah, look up at it. and then she like starts to gag, and she's like, oh, I kind of told myself there.
When we went to hibachi not long ago, it had been a while since I had gone, so I forgot that you were supposed to give them the kill sign when you're done with the sake. And my mouth is filling up. I'm waiting for the guy to just
Choking.
stop. Yeah, and I'm swallowing.
No, because like they'll just
Gwen's
go and go.
All right,
Yeah.
What I didn't realize, Bill took me to my first hibachi meal. We just didn't do hibachi. Like, we've had stuff made on the grill, but we've never had stuff like shot into our mouth. So I didn't know. So I didn't know the proper etiquette. So I just had my mouth wide open, and it was like landing on my tongue and splashing back. But it was like, let it go down your throat. I'm like, I'm not just letting somebody just squirt down my throat like that.
That was the first time for everything.
It was an uncomfortable feeling.
So but you gotta you don't like stick your tongue out and like have it.
I didn't know how to cup my mouth properly. I'm like, like I had my tongue stick out. He's like, don't stick your tongue out, stupid. Like he's just.
Yeah, why would you stick your tongue out if they're trying to fill your mouth?
Because I thought I was trying to taste it.
Sake doesn't taste good. It's just trying to get free shots, basically.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Well, now you know.
Man, you know. Embarrassed me in front of.
I didn't know that. People. That was the time we after work one day.
Yeah.
Poundcake and I just went to Wasabi when we were still in Independence. I didn't know that was your first time there.
Yep, it was my first time ever going to a hibachi joint.
Was that your last?
No, it's ironic. I went like a week or two after that with a group of friends. But yeah, no, I had never had sake shot into my mouth before.
Yeah.
Now that he had some new knowledge, he's like, let's go to a hibachi joint. Mm-hmm. They're like, what a good idea, Poundcake. We didn't know you were such a fan of hibachi.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a great weekend. And if you haven't been to the National Comedy Center, it's like 2.5 hours away. It's so much fun. All you guys got to get out there. It's so good.
Yeah, I haven't made it there yet.
It's so good.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah. We stayed the night because I was, that was my plan for the weekend. But my friends all
stayed in Jamestown.
Stayed in Jamestown, but my friends all drove out and drove back in the same day and still made it back to watch most of the Super Bowl. So it was, it's a fun trip.
Mm-hmm. Alan, I'm surprised Gary Newman wants to come back to Cleveland since last time he was here, his bus killed a guy. I forgot about that. When Gary Newman canceled his show like 5-6 years ago because his tour bus hit an old dude right over here.
That was like right here,
like Superior and 9th over on the east side.
Yeah.
East Cleveland.
East Cleveland. The east side.
Oh, yeah,
over
you're
here,
right, east side.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's coming with his mea culpas. I don't know if he was on the bus at the time, but... Alan, I'm genuinely curious how Poundcake has stayed alive this long.
What do you mean?
I don't know what that means either. I don't know.
Because
I think he's alluding to the experiences you've never had, but that has nothing to do with you staying alive.
I've been to like a hibachi restaurant. I have never had the sake shot into my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I've been to. There was a place in Akron. I went for a friend's birthday. It was a place called Otani's. I don't think it's there anymore. But
Otani's hibachi.
it's just called Otani's.
Permanently closed.
Yeah, and we went there for like a birthday party, but I still never had the sake shot into my mouth. That was like the first time. I didn't know that was a thing. But I just thought a hibachi was they make the food right in front of you and then they'll toss it on your plate. I didn't even know what sake was. I didn't know it was alcoholic. I thought it was soy sauce.
God, I remember getting ripped on rice wine a long time ago, and it's so deceptively sweet that you don't feel it hitting you until you are knockered on rice wine. Plum wine, sorry. Sake's rice wine. Plum wine. Yeah. Like, yeah, keep it coming. And then it hits you all at once. You're like, oh, this is pre-Uber. I'm like, I'll just walk to a nearby friend's house and sleep on their stoop.
Hello, I'm drunk on plums.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we go to Shinto in Westlake. That's the one by us.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
Good one.
I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192. I will have those passes for you. I was talking about earlier. Charlie Sheen is coming through to do a thing, along with a screening of Major League. It's going to be an evening with Charlie Sheen, end of April at MGM Northfield Park. So if you want to get to that, I will hand off